Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Castlevania Lord of Shadows Mirror of Fate HD. Now, it's been about a week since I last played, but I guess I stopped in the right place because we are just at the beginning of Act 3. It's almost certain that there isn't an Act 4. We have probably 4 levels. Yeah, we're at level 14 right now. The last thing unlocks at level 18. There's still a collection of enemies here. I guess in a weird way, since we're playing as the father, Trevor Belmont, isn't this the guy from Lord of Shadows 1? Or is this possibly something else? Like, this is what the castle, I guess, looked like originally. And I don't know if this means I'm going to have to get really good really fast at fighting or what. Like, this guy has major armor, which that is something we have not been really having to deal with. Alright, let's... I was trying to kill that guy before that happened, and he fell into a bag of pile of bones. Like, just take a look at how much damage that was. That was a lot of damage. Now, I guess we're not just going to be entering a point here. It may take me a while to warm up, and I may just die a lot. Like, Act 3 is not just going to be a quick cutscene where we see Trevor Belmont defeat the old guy and start and become the new Dracula, which is, I guess, what's gonna happen. I mean, that would be in line with the story. This is weird and definitely different. It really feels like this is a completely different game, almost as if this was DLC or something. Or maybe this was supposed to be the first thing that happened. Well, we don't have to fight those guys again. We can just start with this sub-boss fight. Alright, so if I jump over while he's doing this... Like, he is hitting really hard, and I don't know how I could honestly not end up... Remember, I'm playing on normal here, and we just started this act. There was no health. Like, there's no way to leave the castle and go back this direction. Actually, that was a very awkward transition in the first place, because the camera is angled at kind of a weird angle so that you can see you're going through the bridge into the castle, and then it does almost a 90-degree turn from this point, so it looks differently, and that is strange. And that's the problem with 2.5D side-on appearances. I have nothing, so I assume this guy is supposed to give me something immediately. So I guess what we're gonna try and do is stick and weave. And Not really working. No. So the chain won't hurt me. So I can jump over it and then maybe hit a couple times. There's nothing to break here, though. So, because I've had this week break, like it's not likely that I would want to just immediately rage quit, but there is certainly an argument to be made that that if I'm just gonna run into problems here of taking a lot of damage on this guy, and he doesn't have a health bar, so he shouldn't be super hard to kill. Alright. And that was it? No ability, no defensive thing, nothing. Who are these guys? A ghost floated in the air and then suddenly went inside an enormous armor. I raised my shield with all my might as a huge mace crashed down upon me. My arm shattered as I received the first blow. With the second, my shield was gone. God knows I won't withstand the third. Now, we were not attacked by a piece of armor that had a mace, by the way. That's not what I would call that. I guess maybe that is a mace, actually. Maybe I'm confusing a club with a mace. So was that the ghost that we've seen wandering around in the future point? I doubt it. That was probably a different ghost. And now we're inside a church, which why would there be a church inside of the castle? That doesn't make sense. So I have now a spinning blade and some low polygon vampire. So is that a throwable item, or is it an item I have infinite throws on? You've attained the boomerang, press B to throw it, press and hold B to charge and release for a more devastating attack. Didn't charge that well. Alright. Right. These guys are slow. Real slow, and their life is not very high. It seems either that or the boomerang has done a massive amount of damage. This is going by really quickly, this whole act. I wouldn't be surprised if this is super short, but and I can barely make it to that height, but then I can swing to this, and then I have to remember it's right trigger to jump off that point, and then jump and right trigger again, and then we've got another collectible. I guess these are still Brotherhood people that went before Trevor Belmont. Damn the beast that have desecrated the sanctuary of the church. Not satisfied with destroying the paintings, burning the pews, and hacking the statues, they've replaced the figures of the Holy Cross with blasphemy. By my knightly honor, I swear I'll rid this place of all evil. Alright, and we're close. And there's no collectibles. in any of these. I guess we're going through an unholy church, which is something that we didn't deal with in any of the other parts, or it was so damaged it didn't matter. Here we have a whole list of characters that Trevor Belmont won't fight. So the ones that say updated, we know we are actually going to fight. And the ones that don't, we know immediately, spoiler alert I suppose, that we weren't going to fight. There's still a good collection of enemies we haven't even seen though. Seriously? Still wonky controls. He does have a double jump. Did the other characters have a double jump? I guess Trevor Belmont might be the first one to have a double jump. Well, no, Alucard had a double jump too, but it unlocked later. Interesting, and we're just, I guess, working our way up the section of the church. And I guess we're gonna break the floor with the chandelier. You know what I was not interested in finding out though? At no point was I interested in finding out how magically how the holes appeared in the castle. Like, that in no way interested me. Alright. So I assume the trick here is to probably land on something like that. And that way we don't just fall to our death and take a bunch of fall damage. So down we go to the crypts. The same ghost. So at this point this ghost should mean something. Should tell us something. But I don't know if it really does. The only thing it, I suppose, tells us is that this ghost was in existence even in Trevor Belmont's time, which kind of doesn't mean anything. Heading into the depths of the crypt, I hear a pitiful sob of a woman consumed by love for a knight who betrayed the Bernard family. She threw herself into the pits, searching for him. For centuries, her sorrow echoed in the catacomb walls under the light of the guardian angel. How did anybody get into these crypts, by the way, if I had to crush the floor to get into it? This seems like there would be a way to break this. Obviously there's something down there. I guess we're gonna work our way around to that point. So we're gonna get another defensive thing. Our objective has been updated. Good for it. You can't use the chain to open the door or anything like that. Just... Well, the boomerang seems to have a build up to the damage it does, which that means it's going to be somewhat difficult to use in a lot of scenarios. Over here we have an armored skeleton bestiary we can get. I don't think we need the health. So yeah, death when charged and shield break otherwise. Is that an effective use of my ammo? I don't think it is. I think you would have been better. I would have been better just hitting these guys and saving the ammo for a big fight. And yeah, it still feels like you're gonna take quite a bit of damage if you're not careful. Increase the amount of maximum ammunition. There really can't be too many collectibles in the areas we are in, because it's just door. Is that all that was? Yeah, I can only increase my life so much before I hit the max, and I can only increase my magic so much before I hit the max, and I can only get so much experience. Was that just a side area? I think it might have just been a side area. Let's go ahead and kill this guy first. Charge up. Throw that. Beat the bones down. Yeah, so there was a... So there was an attack that opened this section. The fact that these guys can throw things at you is weird. We need shadow magic to open this. So we could go back to the 3DS ability and place a marker here. And that's one of the collectibles. I'm not even sure if I actually placed a marker on the map. In a weird way, even though the characters are seemingly somewhat stronger, it feels like this might very well turn into a scenario where Trevor Belmont defeats the current Dracula vampire lord. It's super easy. It's said that the Bernards were buried in this crypt together with some of their most prized treasures. The family chambers remained untouched despite the invasion of monsters, thanks to being sealed with powerful shadow magic. Yeah. I'm surprised we're still at rank 14. Doesn't seem like there's a reason to do that. So really far from the map. Kind of doing a Castlevania thing. Ooh. Well, do I want to let it reset? Let's do it again. So it's a time thing. So, well, we don't want it to take too long, so we'll try our best to get out of here and go forward as fast as possible. And if this does not work for us, then I don't know what wouldn't. There we go. Just leave that guy alone, I suppose. Here we have the appeal to the teenage boy again, with statues of succubuses in the background. New objective. So it seems like the spirit is stuck, kind of trapped, so we need to free her. But I guess we're not freeing her yet. We're gonna have to come back and free her. Interesting. Now, in this part of the map, there's one collectible. I don't know. How many things do we have? Do we have the max number right now of ammunition? And he already has like the demon claw ability, so he can climb up walls. Trevor Belmont does. We saw a lot of messages of magical amulets being lost in the previous act. At no point did I think that that meant there was going to be a specific magic amulet that we were going to try and catch or get. But apparently we are in need of collecting a specific magical amulet. Feel like this guy is wandering me towards a battle. Yep. I'm not sure if that character design is in line with Castlevania enemies. It's probably is, because from what I understand from Castlevania, anything and everything is acceptable. Somebody spent a lot of time animating that. It's kind of amazing you could unchain his arm without even being able to see his arm. So 3 charged ones, double jump. Oh, okay. So apparently this was the first instance in which I was supposed to have been able to figure out I could double jump. Oops, hit the wrong QuickTime event button. How about we try and run under him? Okay. So there's a slight problem with the double jump. Let's see. Like, you've got to kind of time it perfectly. Like, if you don't get that first jump right, you're gonna have to left trigger and roll. Okay, it's teaching me things I should have already known, so why is it tutorializing me again? I just need to throw a couple of these at him. There we go. And that took almost all the life because of the awkward way I did that. And this is on normal. That's an interesting looking statue, and I assume this is another pit. We'll go down, and I guess we're entering the castle proper. Trevor looks horribly animated.
You cannot pass yet, Trevor.
So all of a sudden that ghost has a voice actor, and there's a way I can all of a sudden the ghost can speak and speaks to me. Well, then why did none of the other did it never speak any of the other times? Is that what the Mirror of Fate did, steal its voice? Yeah, we're kind of in this weird position because the Mirror of Fate, the title of this whole game, still does not really in any way make sense or integrate into the story. It was an object, sure. Did the object do anything? As far as I can tell. Alright, I got lucky. And that was unlucky, but then I'll die, and then I'll respawn with half health and no ammo. That's still better than where I was. Yeah, trying to speedrun this, trying to do a no-death run of this, trying to play this as hardcore mode would be insane and a huge waste of time. The game is in no way worth that amount of effort. After playing this game, I feel like I'll probably be a little inspired to finally play Axiom Verge. Because I would like to see a good example of a Metroidvania game. Alright, so we just leveled up, which now we can hold X and hold Y. Well, hold X and then hit X, actually. And that refilled my health. So that was a beneficial level up. Alright, let's go ahead and view place. I don't think I'm actually placing them. View X A because it wants you to type into it. This might be the first time where it actually is beneficial to... I assume I'm not supposed to fall down. It is actually beneficial to map things out, and because I'm not seeing the question marks that we saw in the previous acts. There's never any real chance of victory, I know that now. When the giant hit me with his enormous axe, I was thrown aside like an insect. I no longer have the strength to fight back, only to hope that whomever reads these final memoirs will not make the same mistake. Don't think twice, brother, run away. Alright. We're just working ourselves downward. Yeah, that looks like that's a death fall if I was to guess. And A jumps. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All you have to do is press A to jump from those, so not really a problem. Am I sure I'm going upward? Or am I going downward? I guess I'm going upward, then downward. We're seeing more of these platforming things. Am I supposed to use this rope to slide downward? Or am I supposed to jump to the left? I guess I'm jumping to the left. It looked kind of like I was supposed to use the rope to slide at a weird angle. I don't know what that would have really accomplished. I have to hit right trigger. Well. Arg. And grab. So he just grabs the shield, but then the shield magically disappears, which happens far too often in games, frankly. So, yeah, I guess we're gonna get this magic amulet, and then that might very well be 1/3 of the game, of the act done, like, or at least 1/4 of the act done. Yeah, I suspect we will get a new combat cross upgrade. We probably will get to level 18 close to the end. We're obviously going to fill in the 4 remaining empty circles. And obviously, if we make it to 18, we're going to unlock these last 3 attacks. And how are we as far as unlocking new enemies? It kind of feels like it is going to be just a more of a boss rush in this scenario. There's still a lot of enemies though. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's another 2 hours of gameplay in here. It's gonna be fast but hard, so every fight is going to really be like either a boss fight or a sub-boss fight, which is weird and not really what I expect for a Metroidvania game. Generally speaking, you would want to see more enemies, more grinding. Throughout the entirety of this game, there could have been a lot more enemies and a lot more grinding. But it is what it is. That's going to be it for this recording, though. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.